gentlemen, please listen very carefully. By the way, this is your last night of writing week for, I think, 5 weeks. So, all you have to do is get through tonight. Tonight, you have 2 essays. We are going to do what I want to do, and then we'll go to planning. So the faster you move, the better your quality of life is tonight. Is everyone clear? Hello? So, please listen carefully to the following instructions. You need 3 sheets of paper. You need your essay from last night, and you need your comparative prompts analysis on your desk. You need your 1 essay. You need 3 sheets of blank paper and your argument analysis prompts. Okay, take out what? Put it in the drop-off box. Okay, here we go. Please listen very carefully. I want to make sure everyone is explicitly clear what is for homework tonight. So take out your prompts. Tonight for homework on your last writing week, last day, you are doing number 1 on your argument analysis, and you are doing number 10. Number 1 and number 10. Is everyone clear on the expectations for tonight? Once we finish what I want to do, we will transition and hopefully absolutely sign, seal, deliver, finish one of your essays completely. Does that sound good? Maybe even start the next. Sounds good? All right. Take out one of your blank sheets of paper. Begin copying my rubric, please. Now, the reason why we do a rubric, a handwritten one, is because I need you to practice and seeing the pattern. I would also warn you that you should take a picture of this rubric to help you with tonight's essay to make sure you are hitting all the expectations, because one of your essays will be scored harshly for tomorrow. Today's grading is an easy grading. Tomorrow's expectations will be significantly higher because this will be the second time you've officially wrote. In the front of the room when you came in, I have your United Kingdom focus and vocab. If you're one of those people who go hard for Gasparilla, I would absolutely kind of start it. Yes, it's longer than all of your others, by the way. It is not as long as it will be for China. Woski broski. Your vocab for China is 4 pages long. Yeah, it's like wild. It's wild. There's a lot happening in China. So, it's a good thing long term. Short term, we'll be miserable. It's once you get through content paragraph 1, it's the same thing 2 other times, people. So once you write it down once, just look at your own paper. Lucas, what are you talking crap about? Yeah. Explain why group was created. Like, how does it tie to the prompt? The term that we use. Yeah. Now, in previous years, we've had Gasparilla meetings. Are we doing that this year? We usually have a...
Oh, I know what you mean. Like
yeah.
I think so. Like, for seniors.
Wait, what are you talking about? We are talking about 2 different things. No.
Last year, some guys came and danced or something for the seniors. Because, like, a lot of us are 18, so they don't want us for the rest of it.
Yeah, that would be rather unfortunate for you and your academic careers in college. Yes. Gasparilla is a huge problem, especially if you are a senior, because of a lot of reasons. Well, think about it. If you show up with having alcohol issues on your transcripts and on your record, how are universities going to think about that?
But haven't you already like?
Yeah.
applied? Not
Yes.
only that, I'm not even going to ask for it, but you know.
No, they can rescind it. Every year you'll hear of at least two seniors who get their offers rescinded. Yeah. Yeah, they were going to a college and then they're not. No. If you get accepted to college, it's an offer of acceptance, and it's not official until your final transcript gets approved. So it's an offer until contingent on your final transcript. So if you don't graduate high school, you can't go to college, right? So we'll see. But right, don't they usually do like town hall meetings? Yeah, that's what they call them. I hope they're not tomorrow. If it was a better
Probably
grown up
Friday.
though. Isn't it too late by then?
Well, no, because we're Saturday.
I'm aware. For the first time ever, I am acutely aware of this.
Are you going?
No.
Why?
Samantha Bennett, that's not my scene.
Never take pink to touch boots.
We went to the children's parade last weekend, and we left after like an hour because there was like a gap in the parade, and we were like, "Oh my God, the parade's over!" And we left. He loved it. He wants to be a pirate, and he carries his beads everywhere, and he's been stashing them in his pockets and taking them to school.
So you have to go everywhere
I mean, he's definitely a Tampa kid, but we'll see. He's very excited to hear the Pirates will be back this weekend. All right, here we go. Is it not 26? No, you're the only person to say that to me. Everyone else is accepted. Nice. All right, here we go. Put your rubric on top of your essay and hand it to someone near you. Yeah. Then why are we in cahoots about it? Here we go. Put your name at the bottom of the rubric so I know who is grading who. Put your name at the bottom of the rubric so I know who is grading who. Please listen. So, the prompt. I am really not going to talk over you because it's only you who is impacted.
Oh, just one of the leaders. No, that's right. Yeah, don't you need my essay and my rubric? Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. I mean, you're wasting your time, not mine.
Sorry.
Here we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, everyone's name should be at the bottom of the rubric. The prompt, as of yesterday, was develop an argument that explains whether executive term limits sustain political legitimacy. Here we go. Read their thesis. Okay, I'm telling you right now, we wrote it together. So, did we restate the prompt and list our three groupings? Oh my God, crushing it. Here we go. Content paragraph 1. Read through it. I wrote it with you, so let's score quickly. Did I restate the prompt with a specific group? Did I explain why the group was created? Use and explain a vocab term correctly. Connect the grouping to the prompt. Absolutely. Oh my God, I'm crushing it. Let's go to content paragraph 2. Did I restate the prompt with a specific group? Did I explain why the group was created? Did I use/explain a vocab term correctly? Perfect. I think we left off on you tying it back to the prompt. Is that correct? So, the last sentence of their paragraph should be connecting it back to the prompt. So read it. Who has a good one in front of you where it connects back to the prompt correctly? I will awkwardly wait and I will not move forward. Kate.
This popular sovereignty reinforced by executive term limits improves citizens' trust and acceptance of authority, sustained political legitimacy.
Beautifully. Who is it, Luke? Lucas? Nice job, man. All right. Here we go. Content paragraph 3 is entirely their own. We planned it, but it had to be written out by them. So I want you to carefully read it. I did not make you carefully read the other paragraphs, but I do want you to carefully read the third and final paragraph. Begin doing that now. Scout, what's the matter? You're okay? What is going on back there? And we're still in cahoots about this? Haven't we moved beyond the paper passing? What is wrong with this period of paper passing? Okay. Who has a really good explanation of why the group is created for the third and final paragraph? So no one does? Perfect. Give everyone a 0 for explaining why the group is created. Give them a 0. No one can read it out loud, then it can't be good. Give them a 0. Hello, if you think I'm playing, you are delusional. I already talked to Kate. Meriwether.
Observing that it appears in the combination of both the philosopher and basis reassurance to the people that their country events were supposed to be.
It's okay. Anyone else? I haven't gotten a good one. What do we got, Lilith?
Accountability is an element that is more separate from the convenience of the government by residents. Pursuits of the government being more
Perfect. That's a good one, Adam. I do like that one. Okay. Who has a good use or explain vocab term correctly? So if you're not able to raise your hand and say yours is a good one, you should not be giving away my points. Do better. Let's go, Parker.
Referendum allows citizens to vote on issues concerning public policies, therefore able to share their input.
I'll take it. It's good. I already talked to Kate. Ethan.
By having referendums helping to approve or disapprove proposed legislation, it gives voters a chance to have a say as well.
Fine. It's not bad. Give them points, but it's not woohoo. Andres.
The nation could also implement referendums, such as a prevent vote by the people on government issues, to overrule or implement new laws which are made by the people.
Okay, perfect. Whose is it? Luke's? Okay, do you see the difference in Luke's answer and the other two answers? Hello? Who clearly knows their shit? Luke. That is the difference. The other two answers were fine. They're fine. They're going to score the points. Do we see which one's the best answer? Yes, because it is definitive. Luke knew exactly what he was talking about, and he asserted it with confidence. Perfect. Here we go. Connect grouping to the prompt. Who has a good connective grouping to the prompt? I already talked to these people. What do you got, Jillian? It's fine. I'm waiting. What do you got? Lucy! It's fine. What do you got, Nick?
Set date for administration of the set date for an administration of the duty to permeate and the current administration term increasingly become distrust
I like it. Whose is it? Steffi, that's a nice one. Nice job. Okay, here we go. Please listen very carefully. You should have scored all of them. And if you were handing out perfect scores, this class did not do so great. So, Okay, what I would like you to do is if you have a stapler on your desk, you need to staple rubric, then essay. You need to write 2 positive things and 1 piece of constructive criticism. Lilith, a constructive criticism would be your handwriting is difficult to read. Right? No, I'm talking about your experience you just had reading Adams, yes? So if you have a stapler, Nick, you better be stapling. It is more important than you writing. Nick, let's go. I don't hear that many staplers. Let's go. Hello, if you have a stapler, you better be passing. Ty, when you're done, can you hand it to Emily, please? Fierce. Pay attention, Scout. Scout, use your words, girl. Who else needs a stapler?
Anyone else need it?
Okay. What I would like you to do is go turn to the person you scored and give them your positive feedback and your constructive criticism. Go.
I just should make sure the last sentence.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Please pass your graded essays to Lucy. Thank you, Lucy. Can you please put them on my desk? Thank you. Take out your 2 other separate sheets of paper and your prompts, please. I just leave it on your desk. Next class, we'll deal with it. Okay, here we go. We are going to start on number 1. Okay, what is happening back there? Your what?
I stapled the sheet on top of the rubric.
So why is Kate stressing about it? Why aren't you fixing the problem you made?
I fixed mine.
Here we go. Huh? Here we go. Okay. Number 1. Tonight you have 2. You're doing number 1 and you're doing number 10. Here we go. Develop an argument. Can I use yours? Yeah. What about that? Don't cheat with all the answers, though. Okay, develop an argument that is whether democratic or authoritarian regimes are better at maintaining sovereignty in a country. Use one or more of the following concepts in your response. Here we go. We need to make a decision. First of all, what is maintaining sovereignty? What is sovereignty? I'm not spoon feeding you and I'm not letting 4 people do all the work. So I will happily sit here in the awkward sauce that you are making by not answering my questions. Pierce? No. Countries' ability to control inside its borders. Okay, so we are looking at state sovereignty. We need to decide whether democratic or authoritarian regimes are better at managing. Now keep in mind, hopefully your heart only sees democracy. However, you need to pick whichever one you can defend the best. Can we agree? So I am a proud American, but your girl could write a nice essay on authoritarian. So you need to make a choice. Are we arguing for democracy or are we arguing for authoritarian? Oh shit. All right, we're just raise your hand if you want democracy. Look at your pure American hearts. Who's authoritarian? Yes. Oh my god, I think we're 50-50. Which one are we going for?
I know more about democracy than authoritarian.
Lucas, which one you want?
I feel like the better answer is democracy, but it's easier to argue about both.
So we got to pick a choice. This is the struggle you have to deal with. Last vote. Here we go. Think about it. If not, we're just going to stand here awkwardly, and that's dumb because you're wasting your time. Raise your hand if you want democracy. Raise your hand if you want authoritarian. I think we're back to split.
Just pick one.
No.
Why do you guys want authoritarian? So much
They can control everything.
legitimacy is.
Yeah, but don't people wanna go
Well, we're
against
not
power?
doing
It's easy if it's authority. You have like the power. to-
5.
like, legitimacy.
Now, please listen. This is important. This is the difference. Every time I do a writing week, especially when we're writing the same essay multiple times, well, formatting, there's always a next step. So yesterday, we really focused on the basic formatting, yes? Today, we're working on including examples, which will be the standard going forward. So now, if we're talking about power, authority, legitimacy, you have to use one of your 6 countries as an example of those components, and that's the final step of this essay. Okay? So, if you have to provide examples, you need to know enough about the democratic ones and you need to know enough about the authoritarian ones that you can provide specific examples from a country for it. Here we go. Raise your hand if you want authoritarian. Raise your hand if you want democratic. Democratic wins. All right, here we go. Democratic is what we're arguing. There's no point arguing anymore because that's what we're going for. Okay, you need to argue that democratic regimes are better at maintaining sovereignty. So we can use the 3 they gave us, or we can use 1 and find 2 others. So here we go. Power. What are we using for power? Luke. Oh, God, dude. Okay. What I what I want you to think of when we're doing this is vocab terms. I think it's easier to go after the vocab terms when we're thinking big picture, and then we'll pull it through on the backside. So what is a vocab term that leads to power about democratic nations maintaining sovereignty? What do you got, Anna?
You say consent of the government. Since like the people. Like,
Oh, yeah. Consent of the governed. What is that name of that philosophy, though? It is that, yes. It's a social contract. That's a good one, Anna. All right, what else we got? Authority. You want to keep it or lose it? So, when you think of democratic nations maintaining sovereign nations, what is something about authority, a vocab term that we can put under the authority? Ethan. Oh, separation of powers is a good answer. Oh, I'll take it all day. But keep in mind, is the United States an example of one of our 6 countries? So can your example include the United States? So if you're going to do separation of powers, you need to know separation of powers in one of my 6. What do you got, Kate?
Does it have to be the same country in all 3?
No. It's you can use one country twice, but you can't use one country for all 3. It has to be different. What do you got?
You use rule of law.
Rule of law is a good example. So you're getting rid of legitimacy or keeping legitimacy?
No, I meant like for authority. I mean,
Rule of law
this
would
is
be,
the second one.
yeah, rule of law would be a really good answer, and I think it'd be easier to argue. Would you agree, Ethan? Okay, so we'll get rid of separation of powers. All right, legitimacy. Are we keeping it or losing it?
Keep.
All right, so what is a vocab term about legitimacy that allows a democratic nation to maintain its sovereignty? Adam.
General election.
Yeah, I'll take it. General elections. All right, perfect. Okay, here we go. So, now we got to plan it out. So, we have power. Power is our first grouping. Okay, when we talk about power, how does power refer to a democratic regime maintaining sovereignty? What is the power of a democratic regime maintaining sovereignty?
consent of the government.
Well, we can't use consent of the governed. We can, but what is the whole point of it? What are we trying to say? What are we trying to say, Kate?
Like they can't enforce rules or like take out funds from the government if they don't have the power.
Okay. The power comes from of the government's laws and actions are based entirely on the will of the people. Yeah.
Will, you mean like support?
Yeah. Okay, so the power of the government's laws, okay, and we'll tie it to participation. Participation equals, when you follow something, what is that called? Participation. When you do as you're told.
Compliance.
Compliance, yeah.
Scouts
Still added,
behind the
yeah, not
center.
Well, thank you for recognizing that. All right, here we go. So, our vocab term is going to be what? Social contract. Okay, social contract is our, and how does that maintain sovereignty? How does that show us maintaining sovereignty? By everyone having a voice. The government will continue to exist because the people see themselves in it. And won't overthrow. It's not my best, but it's fine. Okay, now we need an example. So we have our vocab term, which we can weasel in there. Now we need to have an example. Out of our 6 countries, which does not include the... We need to pick a democracy that shows us that the power of the government's laws and actions are based entirely on the will of the people. I've already talked to Adam too many times. No offense. You've gone us pretty far, but I'm making your peers do something. What about the UK? You can't just tell me a country. There's only 6 of them. What about the UK? No, I'm rejecting that. What would be an example, Emily? Well, think about it. Participation equals compliance. So House of Lords would be a terrible answer because how do you get in the House of Lords? Yeah, not a great one. What do you got, Kate? Sure, but we're doing the power of the government's laws and actions are based entirely on the will of the people. Social contract. What do you got, Meriwether? All right, people seem to be really arguing for parliament and referendums, and we can make it work. It's just easier in another place. Look, Pierce. English Bill of Rights is a bomb answer. English Bill of Rights. Okay, obviously UK. You need to point out UK. The document is called what? English Bill of Rights. But you need to say in the UK, the English Bill of Rights lays foundation for what? For, well, you can't just keep saying. For Parliament, yes. For creation of Parliament. And taking power from the king, hello? Taking, because what is the key term we have to focus on? Power. So what should we really focus on including in our paragraph? Power. And taking. It does. English Bill of Rights is it lays the foundation for Parliament and taking more power from the king. Magna Carta would be a great answer too. Actually, I like Magna Carta better. Let's do Magna Carta. Sorry. Magna Carta. Yeah, taking power from the king. There you go. That's a great answer. Okay. All right. The next paragraph is what? Authority. Okay, when we say authority in regards to democratic regimes are better at maintaining sovereignty. What's authority? Come on. We said rule of law is our vocab term. So when we use rule of law and authority, tell me what we mean by this grouping. I see you, Adam, and unfortunately I'm going to continue to ignore you. Well, keep in mind, your slow thinking means you're doing it in one entirely on your own today so far. Oh, and guess which one we'll be grading for points tomorrow? So why don't we hurry up and get there? So help me. There you go. People accept. People accept the government's right to make laws and enforce them. That's what authority is. So, how does that help maintain sovereignty? How does that help maintain sovereignty? What do you got, Andres?
Because sovereignty is control
Okay.
of your place and your borders.
So, what's your example then?
One example would be
Well, guys, first of all, you only have 3 countries out there that are democratic. So, let's start there. Which ones are democratic?
Mexico.
UK.
So, you have 4 democratic nations: UK, Mexico, Nigeria, Iran. No. 3. Yeah. Okay. Iran's a little tricky because it pretends really hard. Okay. So give me something about these that give them authority to rule. You have 3 countries. What do you know about one of those 3 countries and manipulate it to work, people? Oh my God. Lit.
They give their authority from the people.
There you go. So what would be a country that does that? Okay, because keep in mind, you're talking legitimacy because we've already put general election there, yeah?
Oh, right.
So we're doing authority. Nigeria's a great answer. What? Nigeria's a good answer. We can. What do you got, Luke?
We have separation of powers written down, so should we do like,
We said rule of law and start.
Yeah, we chose rule of law.
oh,
What is rule of law then, like what?
Well, that's fine. I don't care. I just need answers so I can write them down to make your life easier tonight. Yeah? Lucy? Yeah. You want referendum? But referendum, how does it work for authority, though? Vote of no confidence is you do that in a referendum. Yeah, but what does that have to do with the authority of the government to be created in the first place? No. Sorry.
They have to follow the opinion of
Guys,
the
you're
people.
arguing something that's not going to work. So I'm trying to stop.
Rule of law. So isn't this an example of rule of law?
Well, yeah, what country? Give me an example of like rule of law or the creation of it.
The English bill of rights in the UK.
Wait, guys, you can't just keep regurgitating the same stuff. And how does that give us authority? What about the authority, Andreas? What is the authority there?
That people in government have to follow what the people say.
But we just literally said people accept, not government officials accept. Authority allows the government to be there. Adam, help me.
Okay, that's, before I say the sentence, can you give an example of it like not working or like rule of law starting to be like implemented?
It makes it harder because we don't want to write 16,000 pages.
Mexico's fight against like the cartels.
Yes, that would work. Example, Mexico's fight against cartels. Perfect. Okay, people accept. Okay, which has created what, ladies and gentlemen? More support for the government or less support? Created more support.
Is that like the police then? Like, is that like
No, it's like their military. Mexico's fight against cartels created more support for Mexican government. Okay, we're using rule of law. Okay, so we can easily tie that back to the cartels. Come on, what is the rule of law dealing with cartels? What do you got, Luke? They are holding the cartel responsible for breaking the law for the first time. Now, keep in mind, your vocab, rule of law, or social contract, you can put it anywhere you want. It doesn't have to be its own sentence. Does that make sense? While in my head already, while I'm writing this paragraph, when it talks about the cartels, I will throw in rule of law in my little explanation of my example. Does that make sense? Hello? Because that makes cognitive sense. Perfect. Woski broski, guys. Here we go. What? I am. I flipped it over so I could do it. Legitimacy. Legitimacy. What is legitimacy in regards to democratic regimes maintaining sovereignty? I've already talked to Andreas. Lit. We literally just wrote that next to authority.
I thought that was what
But the authority of, okay, you listen to me when I tell you something because I have the authority to do so because I'm your teacher. If Secker came in this room, do you have Secker? Okay, if Secker came in this room and told you to do something, what are you going to do?
Do it, he's loud and
Not
scary.
Okay, but yeah.
Can you say that about like the fear? Like people like have legitimacy because they're scary.
Well, yeah, if you think you could die, but that's not a democracy.
Oh, right.
Well, it is general election, but what is legitimacy? What is legitimacy, people? Ty.
How much trust that people have in government?
The trust a government has. It's kind of what you're going for, Lilith. You have to understand there's a difference in language, and the difference matters. Remember cold cream and ice cream? Which one would you prefer? There you go. The trust a government has with its people. Okay. We are using general election. Okay. How does that tie to the legitimacy of a democratic nation? This is like the easiest one. Every hand should be up. Every hand should be up except the same hands I keep seeing. Meriwether. Use like volume, please. You're killing me. Using voting measures to elect representatives of the people. Okay, what country is doing this? Nigeria is a good example. And what about Nigeria? Can we say that maybe is unique to Nigeria that gives it legitimacy? Because we got to tie it back to.
Legitimacy.
So what is something unique, Ben McCormick? I haven't heard anything from that side of the room. What is something that Nigeria does, or UK? Well, we already have two for UK, don't we?
They have like a minimum of each ethnic group that
They have a what?
I don't remember the exact.
Oh, like gender quotas.
Yeah, quota.
Ethnic quotas. Gender quotas is in Mexico. Ethnic quotas. There you go. Now, how does ethnic quotas lead itself to legitimacy? I've already talked to these people. How does it lead? Pierce. Everyone is represented and respected enough to hold office, which equals seen by the government. Yes? Hello?
Yes.
Is that important that people feel seen by their government?
And then no groups run against them because they're all.
And Nigeria has its problems. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to write the first content paragraph and thesis. Sounds good? Yes? Perfect. Okay. And, argument number 1. And a democratic regime is better at maintaining sovereignty of a nation because of their use of harnessing the power of the people, the authority of abiding by the law and the legitimacy of elections. Done. Okay? Do you see I've taken our groups and just made it sound a little fancier? Yes? Perfect. Okay. A democratic regime is better at maintaining a sovereign nation because of their use ability. It's hard sitting up here, okay? Because their ability to harness the power of the people. Period. Okay? So, the power. Why do I want to keep saying power? Because that's what it's supposed to be about. The power of the government. Laws and actions are based entirely on the will of the people and their allowance of letting it endure. Okay? Done. And the social contract is found. Okay. This idea is based. Who is he? Whose idea? John Locke's social contract. That states the power the people have and will begin the rise of the Enlightenment and introduction of democracy. Not my best. Okay, got to tie it somehow to the prompt. Democracy. Got it. Okay. In the UK, the power of the people can start being seen within the Magna Carta. I know, going back, I would have done English Bill of Rights because it perfectly lays into my Enlightenment argument, but that's okay. Sorry, Pierce.
Just X out my one.
No, it's fine. Seen within the Magna Carta, and it's taking power from the king. Okay? I've got to make sure it ties back to the prompt. The people create strong democracies. And those people ensure its continuation. Yeah, that's not too bad. Not my best, not my worst. Here we go. All right, everyone see the format we got here? Hello?
Yes.
Perfect, let's look at 10. So, I planned out the rest of it. Here we go. 10, develop an argument as to whether political participation promotes or decreases political stability. What is political stability? I haven't spoken to Kinsley today. What is political stability, Kinsley? What does that mean? Are you talking about his ability to collect taxes? What? We need a little bit more to it. What do you got, Jillian? No. Emily? No. Will the country exist in years to come? That's what political stability is. It is one of the most stable nations in the world. No. Sweden. Sweden is, out of our 6, it's going to be the UK. Yes. But in the history of the world, in the world right now, it is going to be, remember the scalings? Hello? Yeah, that one. All right, here we go. So, do we believe political participation promotes or decreases political stability? Oh my God, you guys are such good Americans. Which one's easier to defend, though? Oh, shit. Okay. Promotes. Here we go. Good little Americans. Political participation. What is it? It's voting. Okay, it's protesting. That's all political participation. Okay, use one of the. You can write whatever you want, as long as you use at least one of them. Bye. Oh, thank you, Milo. What?
More that's being graded on because now we have to use one of our countries.
Yep. So your rubric will change a little bit because there has to be an example from one of the 6 countries, but at least you have the basic formats laid out of how it's supposed to come together.
The example of one of the countries tying back into the conflict.
Well, yeah. If you're going to talk about protest, for instance, you got to come up with a country that protests.
Like a specific protest?
Yeah, like Tiananmen Square.
Like, what about like BL? Like, oh, like BLM.
Doesn't work because it's in the United States.
Yeah.
Iran would work, yeah. However, keep in mind, the more recent it is, the less perspective we have on it.
What do I do about my due now? Remember, I'm not gonna be here.
You can just complete it when I post it tomorrow and submit it when you get back.
Okay, and then I might give my essays to Wesley
Oh my God, how exciting!
if I finish them. But like,
I would just knock it out so you're done with them.
I know, but I'm just not gonna be home until so late.
Alright,
And I
so-
still have to pack for 5 days.
I have a question. So we have to
Mine is
finish 1 and 10?
Yeah,
Okay.
the one I planned for you.
Yeah.
You just gotta string it together.
Okay.
10, you gotta plan it all out.
Okay. Thank you.
Our primaries in world.
No, I have to open a button.
That's why I was just checking. So I want to make sure I didn't just like forget.
That's my fault. And by kind of, I mean like entirely. How's it going out there? Does it sound? Are you getting the essays?
Yes.
Does it make sense? Does this
It
make
makes
sense?
sense. It's just stressful.
Why?
I don't know. There's just so much going on.
Is it more or less than AP World?
Oh, it's a lot less.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I looked ahead at my focus and I saw writing week and I was just like, God damn it.
You're entitled. This is not that bad though.
No, it's a lot easier, but it's just like weird to change your mindset from like AP World Writing Week where it's like so
Regimented.
yeah, and then to this where it's
And with
like
higher
you
expectations.
explain it and I'm like, what? Yeah. But it's fine. Just stress.
Yeah, seriously. It's not easy sitting up here.
Yeah.
Ugh. Goodbye, my darling. Have a wonderful day.
You too.